Ed Orgeron has returned to Baton Rouge, serving as the special assistant to recruiting as well as an assistant defensive coach. What role will he play, and how does this affect LSU at the end of the day? Hello, everyone. I'm Lucas Hill. Welcome on in once again to another great episode of the Southern Sports Scene. Make sure you all do us a favor and hit the like and share button down below. Turn on the bell notifications so that you are notified every time we go live after you hit that subscribe button. And make sure that you all, as always, do us a favor. Continue to boost the algorithm. Help us get to 300 subscribers by the time we get to the end of June. Every live show, as always, brought to you by our good friends over at FrostBuddy. Going over to frostbuddy.com. Use that promo code SSS15 to get 15% off your first purchase. Also, thank you to our friends over at Chike Nutrition. With 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 1 gram of sugar, you can get every healthy day started with a nice, fresh cup of coffee. If you want to take advantage of this great deal, click the link below. Get yourself 10% off of our first purchase. Also, we are proud to partner with our friends at Buzzer, as always, to produce the best college football content on the internet. Get on over to the Buzzer app right now and click on that follow button for more from us here at the Southern Sports Scene. Ed Orgeron returns to LSU for the first time since 2021. There was a lot of things that went on throughout this hire. And from what I heard, Lane Kiffin's first phone call when he got hired at LSU was to Ed Orgeron. Obviously so. He described him as bringing tremendous value with his ability to recruit elite players nationally, but especially the impact he can have for us recruiting the great state of Louisiana. And Lane Kiffin's not wrong. Here's what's going to be so good about Ed Orgeron in LSU. Here's what's going to be so massive for him throughout the entirety of him being at LSU once again. I'm going to take you through every year that he was at LSU as a head coach. This is excluding him from being from him being an assistant. Let's go over this. 2017, LSU had the number 7 recruiting class in the nation. That's 2017. You go to 2018, they take a little bit of a step back, but they still finish with a top 15 class at number 15. 2019 was more or less the same, arguably the best recruiting class they've ever had. 2019 featured the number 5 recruiting class. That's where you saw a majority of the guys that would go on to make the biggest impact, with guys like Marcel Brooks, Ty Davis-Price, Derek Stingley Jr., Apu Ika, who was there for a year, guys like Jay Ward, Cordell Flott, etc. So many guys that came through there. And Cade York, who came in as the number 1 kicker in the country. 2020 rolls around, you have another great recruiting class. LSU finishes with the number 4 recruiting class in the nation, and then 2021 finishes, which was really his last recruiting class. The best he ever had was the number 3 class in the nation. So it just seemed like every year he was able to pull together a fantastic class. That's how much of a big impact that he had on recruiting, especially in the state of Louisiana, where typically some of the best players in the country will come from the state of Louisiana. He recruited guys like Brian Thomas, Derek Stingley, so many other guys that has come through Baton Rouge. Now he's just going to make an 8-month, $100,000 contract that just got finalized a couple days ago. Really, they've been paying him for 12 years because they finished out his $12 million buyout earlier last year. Look, I think that the biggest thing that LSU needed was help in their recruiting cycle. I think that's something that they had been struggling with as of late. I think players are intrigued at the fact of what LSU brings to the table, but I think they need a guy like an Ed Orgeron that relates to the state, that knows how to bring in top talent. And I think that's why Lane went out and got a guy like him. You talk about the guy that knows so much about the state of Louisiana, knows how to recruit the state. He knows how to recruit in general. He's been doing this for 25 years. The guy is a damn good recruiter. He knows how to perform a sales pitch to a recruit. And most of the time, he's going to get the bag at the end of the day. He's going to get the guy that he wants at the end of the day. He's very smart when it comes to that. Is he smart in his other things? No. Do I miss him as a head coach at times? Yes. Was he a great leader? But there's one thing you can't fault the man, is that he is a damn good recruiter. He is very smart when it comes to that side of his coaching profile. It's a massive get for LSU. I'm glad that he is back in Baton Rouge. I think that he absolutely is going to create a big impact that LSU desperately needs in recruiting. Down the road, it's going to help them in preparing for that 2027 class. Make no mistake about that. LSU had a hard time keeping talent in the state of Louisiana over the last several years when it comes to the Brian Kelly era with LSU. But again, I think you get a guy like Ed back in the building, it creates a whole new dynamic for you and a whole new side of getting top talent that is going to create a massive difference for you at the end of the day. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. But that's my thoughts on that, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. What is going to happen next year, especially in recruiting, because that's when the biggest impact I think is going to get made. What is the biggest impact that you think will have, that Ed Orgeron will have when it comes to this recruiting class for the class of 2027 and 28 for LSU? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you guys for tuning on in. As always, make sure you hit the like and share and subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notifications so that you are notified every time we go live, posting a video or posting a short. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, stay blessed and don't stress. Y'all have a good rest of the week.